Since our last meeting, as it relates to MSBA, we've had to meet two pretty big deadlines for deliverables. We owed them a document called the Educational Profile Questionnaire, and we owed them the completion of an online enrollment projection. I wasn't able to share with you the online enrollment projection, although I'm going to make a comment on it, but I did share with you in the packet the final version of the Educational Profile Questionnaire. And sorry, I just got to flip to that for a second. And I just, I recommend at some point that you take a look at it. It's not what it is for the community is just sort of a kind of a quick snapshot of where we are relative to space, right? How many classrooms do you have for math, science, social studies? How many gymnasiums do you have? How many cafeterias do you have? That type of thing. And also a little bit about the usage. And then it asks you to look ahead to say, can you or are you able to project at all what you think the future needs might be? And then there's a sort of a lot in between. And it asks you to look at core academic spaces, which, classrooms, for example, specialty spaces like, might be a library or cafeteria or something like gymnasium, something like that. And then non-traditional spaces, and sort of nebulous what that is, but we looked at even things like hallways, storage, kind of sort of random things that didn't fit in the other two buckets. And what they do is they take all of our inputs, and then they very instantly create a baseline projection. It's just sort of where they start. It's a starting point for them. And I will say this might be one of the most important things we do this year, because over the next several months, we'll be having extensive conversations with MSBA about our enrollment and about our enrollment projections. Because what they're trying to do is ensure that communities don't underbuild or overbuild. Shifting gears really quickly to the athletic complex, just some quick updates. Again, in the three phases: track, bleachers, bathrooms, concessions. The track is scheduled for the final coating, which is like the red rubberized surfacing. That's set to be begin and be completed next week, the week after Columbus Day. So we expect them to start the Tuesday after Columbus. Is that correct? We are currently in the phase right now of buttoning up the field. So you'll know this, but we kind of did this project in reverse. Normally you would want to do the track and field at once. This community didn't do that when they built a new field. So in order to do the track project, we had to sort of do some surgery on the turf field. Literally had to peel the layers back, because ultimately the carpeting for the artificial turf is actually secured to the track curbing. You can't see it, but underneath it's actually secured to a concrete curb. So we're in the process right now of buttoning the field back up. And that's, quite frankly, a lot of work on the contractors, because you've done surgery on the field and you need to kind of put it back together. It's going very well, but it's certainly been a focus of a lot of our attentions over the last couple of weeks, but we feel good about where that is.
So on the home side, which is now a hill, what's the plans for the bleachers? To build a retaining wall of some sort?
Yeah, there'll be a retaining wall it's 1,500 seats. Yeah, there'll be a retaining wall that'll support those, that'll be required to kind of support that slope.
And where are we going to put the drainage from that? I just don't want to flood out the neighborhood right behind the hill.
Yeah, so I'm not privy to all it's all in
I just want
the
to make
design
sure
documents.
that we're cognizant.
They are very aware of the drainage issues for the neighbors, right, Chris?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that, but I just want to
Yeah.
make it publicly that, you know,
Yeah.
like, we're not building a retaining wall and just, sorry, down the hill.
No. So again, we'll get that done this week. We'll spray the track and ultimately line and number the track in the next couple of weeks. So that project is progressing and just about done. It's really exciting.
It's still on the same timeline?
Yep.
So all that rain didn't...
No, we're right on track. No pun intended.